Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a redo of what happened this morning. We had a power outage. And of course, it would happen, during the time I'm doing a live stream. So we're going to do this again, starting from the top, ladies and gentlemen. If you were here, then we were talking about how they recently increased the recruiting age for the military to 42 years old. And, they got to be at the point of desperation in order to do this. They are desperate, y'all. They are desperate. And Iran is literally clowning Donald Trump out. They are. And he still got on TV today. We're in talks. We're in peace talks. We're in peace talks. And Iran is like, we got some document from them, but no, we haven't been talking. So, Donald Trump is doing that to keep the stock market up. So as long as he's talking, we're trying to, sit down and negotiate, then the market stays in the green. So he knows what he's doing, and we know what he's doing too. So, y'all, we're going to start from the top. And this time we should be able to finish the entire thing. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Well, strap your boots and get your parachutes. Did you hear what the Army just imposed? I thought I had a clean slate being Unkinol. Since I'm about to be 31 years of age, they're about to raise the height. They dropped the new enlistment range from the ages of 34 to 42 years of age. You imagine turning 42 years of age this year, you got a whole family, things already surfacing around you, and they give you a call like, hey, you qualify. And they're saying that this is starting April 20th, like if they can't start it today. Why is there a mixtape release to this new news that you're giving us? Hey, I'm going to treat this like jury duty, and I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? They can't lock us all up. They're going to have to find a 43-year-old that's willing to do the job. You know what I mean? 31 wasn't mentioned, but I'm assuming, you know what I mean? They just skipped through all of that, because I'm not fighting for anybody in the files. I'm not fighting for our government. I'm not doing it. They really got to do is all the world leaders get into a room, lock themselves up, and handle it themselves. Why we got to be the bystanders in this thing that's going on? It don't even make logical sense on fighting people that we don't know. That's family. That's family, everybody in the West. Everybody in the East, North, South. I ain't somebody else. I ain't doing it.
That's interesting. 34 to 42. They're raising the age of military eligibility, draft eligibility, to 42. Most people at 42 already think they're handicapped. Does that have anything to do with the fact that Generation Z and Alpha are sucked? I don't know. Just asking the questions. Also, if you smoked a little Mary Jane in your life, they're waiving that. Also, if you've been convicted of beating up your spouse or, a felony, they're waiving that too. Isn't that interesting? I think the war really wants the war. That's the conspiracy theorist in me. And if it's not that, then what is it? Why now? We just had military enlistments in all branches hit their goals way ahead of time. So there's a lot of people in there. So why are they increasing the draft? Yeah, I think the war wants the war. And they're thinking they're going to need some help. Just the conspiracy theorist in me.
Hey, all of you fucking MAGA who were born between 1984 and 1991, your time to shine is right fucking now. Because the Army just ups its maximum enlistment age to 42. It was previously 35, but those recruitment numbers, they ain't where they need to be, baby. And Trump, he needs some cannon fodder. It increased its maximum enlistment to 42 this month, bringing an ascension policy closer in line with most of the other United States military services, according to an updated service regulation documents published this month. Individuals up to the age of 42 with or without prior military service can enlist in the regular Army, the Army National Guard, and the Army Reserves according to the updated Army Regulation 601-210 published on March 20th. Y'all want to make America great again? You want to make America great again? Go fight some fucking wars that you don't want to fight. That's right. Sign the fuck up, enlist, and then go fight some wars you don't want to fight. Looks like they're also gonna take away some of those prior convictions for marijuana use too. So y'all gonna have some fucking fun. This is gonna be fucking great. This rotting fucking corpse is gonna send your boys across the fucking pond because he wants more money. Winning! Woo!
Starting April the 20th, 2026, the Army will now raise their enlistment age to 42. It's usually 34, y'all. 34 years old. But they're saying millennials are young enough. They can come on and join us. I think the fuck not. Baby, it must be real bad because they are removing the waiver requirements for individuals with a single prior conviction or who just does trees. I think it's time to go Studio 54 in this bitch. Line that shit up. Y'all decided to do this shit in March, y'all. March, they decided to make this fucking happen. What happened in March? We went to war. Now, this isn't unusual for the Army to do this because they do it around wartime, trying to get people in with skills, trying to get people who are more experienced. Bitch, my knees fucking crack when I get the fuck out of bed. You got me fucked up. I got scoliosis. I'm flat-footed. I have ADHD, and I am lazy as shit until I get to the gym. Ain't nobody finna go fight for y'all bitch asses. No disrespect to my family because they've served through all branches, but baby, I'm not the one. I'm a pretty fucking princess, bitch.
Are y'all ready to be drafted? Starting April 20th, 2026, the U.S. Army will raise the maximum enlistment age from 34 to 42 years old and remove the waiver requirement for individuals with a single prior conviction for marijuana possession. You know damn well them enrollment numbers must be extra low for them to have to raise the enlistment age from 34 to 42 years old because in reality, who wants 42-year-olds serving in the Army? And also, the okie doke is up. A lot of U.S. citizens have peeped game that they're just going to be dying for Israel's war. And who the fuck wants to die for Israel? I know a lot of Americans that don't, but this is what happens when you play the quiet part out loud. You guys have shown time and time again, you don't give a fuck about the average American citizen. And now American citizens are protecting themselves and not enlisting into the Army. And what do y'all do? You guys are going to try and force your will upon people and eventually start this little draft thing. Oh, you can enlist up to 42 to try and get some more desperate people. But at the end of the day, you have tarnished the American reputation in regards to politics and the Army. And a lot of people think we are just tied to Israel and fighting their battles.
So effective April 20th, 2026, the Army is raising their enlistment age from 34 to 42. And I'm not joking. They're saying that starting April 2026, you can now join the Army up until the age of 42 years old. Again, that age used to be 34. And I'm guessing you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit. When you're in doubt, Google will help you figure it out. Look at this shit right here. So all of a sudden, people who were considered too old are now young enough to go serve. That's a big jump. That's not a small change. And I'm looking at this like, what changed? Because the requirements didn't magically get easier. It's not like this job is getting any safer. They're at war right now. So why expand it for? And you guessed it. They either need more people or they need more people. We already see what's going on in Iran. We already see what they're doing right now. So apparently they're planning for something bigger. Because you don't just wake up and say, yeah, let's add 10 more years to the limit. That's not random. Mind you, now they're saying that if you smoke marijuana, you're good. I can remember before, if you smoke marijuana, you can't get in. So basically, it seems like they're doing anything to get people in. This is one of those times where I say I'm glad to be the age that I am. But listen, crazy thing is, it's a lot of people who love to see this right here. because they want to go fight. But it's some people who not going for this bullshit. Which one are you?
The United States Army has officially increased the maximum enlistment age to 42 years old. Israel needs more people to die, and there are not enough people joining, so they think there are more people older who have passed the cutting age who want to die for it. Effective April 20, 2026, the U.S. Army raised its maximum enlistment age from 34 to 42. This policy change, announced in March 2026, aims to expand the recruitment pool and aligns with the Army and other branches like that. So they just made an announcement starting next month. If you're 36 and you thought, oh man, I've missed my chance to die for Netanyahu, I got good news for you. You can now sign up until the age 42. Good news.
This is a major update to U.S. Army recruiting regulations. Starting on April 20th, 2026, the United States Army will raise the maximum enlistment age from 34 to 42 years old and will remove the waiver requirement for individuals with a single prior conviction for marijuana possession. According to the regulation, recruits no longer need a waiver for a single conviction of possession of marijuana or possession of drug paraphernalia. Under the previous regulation, a recruit with one conviction of possession of marijuana required a waiver from officials in the Pentagon, and recruits previously had to wait 24 months to enlist and would have to pass a drug test before their waiver could even be approved. The looser approach to marijuana use comes as the broader military tightens its drug policies. For troops currently serving, the Army's previous age limit was 35 years old. Army recruiting officials have noted that in recent years, the average age of recruits is increasing, with officials telling reporters in 2024 that the average recruit was 22 years, 4 months, and still, quote, going up.
Hey, man, I'm coming back to you guys with another one, right? Now, this is fresh off the press, right? For all of the Donald Trump meat rioters, all of the people that think, oh, we winning, we doing this, we doing that. Well, check this out. This just dropped on Task and Purpose. You can go check this out. It says Army raised enlistment age to 42, removes waiver for marijuana possession. New recruitment rules bump the age limit for recruits from 35 to 42, easing restrictions on single marijuana possession conviction, accounts for changes in society, one expert says. So, guys, they're removing, this waiver for, people that's been like caught with like small petty marijuana, because as you guys know, marijuana is pretty much legal in most of the states here in the United States. But at the end of the day, fam, if Donald Trump was winning this war, why would they need to be bumping the recruitment age up and then removing waivers off of there in order for people to join if they got small, basically petty crime, basically petty drug charges and stuff like that? Okay. Think about that. So when they just sent these Marines over there, they're talking about, they're not going over there to take over any type of strait. They're going over there to get set up in these different command centers, get the surveillance, get everything set up. And then once they get it set up, this is when they're going to start enlisting and sending the people over there once they got everything laid out. So this is what's going on, guys. Don't let these people rock you to sleep and think everything is peaches and cream. No, that's not what the case is, because if that was the case, Donald Trump would have the Strait of Hormuz open. And because he don't have the Strait of Hormuz open, that lets you know that this is far from over with, because this is where most of the energy, 50% of the energy come through whenever they get done with it in some shape, fashion, or form. Okay. And so within the next 3 weeks, which they're not going to get it open, this is when you're going to start to see it here in the American public, so share this, keep your people aware of what's going on out here, man. But yeah, they're raising the limits, they're getting it ready. And my thing is to all you pro-Trump people out there, y'all should be the first one on the front lines. MAGA, everybody, all you bootlickers out here, you house Negroes that's champion Trump, make sure you guys be the first ones to sign up to go over there and fight, because obviously they need muscle. I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk.
So the war machine is turning right now. Did you hear that the Army's enlistment age has gone up to 42? They haven't done this since like 2006 during the Iraq-Afghanistan wars, where they needed to fill ranks. So they upped the age and then they changed it back after 2016. Well, they changed it again. I mean, we all know that this younger generation, they don't want to go fight. They've already said that they don't want to fight this war. They will not enlist. So if you're 41, 42 years old, are you going to go enlist? I mean, there's a lot of people out there right now that aren't working. They are jobless, unemployed Lloyds, and they need something to do. This might be a prime opportunity for you. I mean, it's just a matter of time before things pop off over in the Middle East. They're already sending the 82nd Airborne Division over there, right? They already got Marines there. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, but you know what, y'all? This is desperation. Now, Donald Trump recently got on TV, said that the Iranians, they're all dead. They're all dead. Okay, then if they're all dead, why are you building up in that region? Why are you sending more Navy ships, more military, more sailors, more army? Why are you doing that if everybody's dead? See, this man talks out of both sides of his damn mouth. You know, first they obliterated them, there's nothing left, and then you're sending plane full of military men and women over there. Okay, if there's nothing left, then there should be nothing to fight. So why are you building up? And the Straits of Hormuz, he's butt sore because the Iranians won't let the US in there. Before it's all said and done, y'all, the US ain't going to be in that region no more. They're not going to be in that region. Nobody is going to want the US in their country. The Saudis already said they want them gone. They want the US gone. They want that military base in their country gone. Yeah, because you made the promise you were going to protect those countries in that region, and America is losing badly. How can you protect against Iran when you can't even beat Iran? So, yeah, I mean, I don't believe they're going to be in that area anymore when this is all over. They're going to get kicked out all over the region. Folks don't want them there. America made this promise they couldn't keep, and that was to protect and defend those countries that were allies to the US, and they failed. And yeah, those folks are mad because apparently they gave America millions and I think billions of dollars for protection. And America can't protect them. America can't even fend for herself over there. And, the world is losing a lot of respect for America. You can tell there is something different going on because attitudes towards America has dramatically changed. I think the war has accelerated it. So life is never going to be the same. All the comfort you once had, you're not going to have anymore. Look like that's all going bye-bye. So no, if that's for recruiting, and everybody's still chattering about a draft, and Donald Trump said there's no draft, but you can't believe anything that comes from Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not tell the truth. He'll tell you no draft, and a few months down the line, there'll be a draft. You cannot go by what he says. And again, if everybody's dead, Donald Trump, then there's no purpose. Why would you build up in that area for a bunch of dead people? Wow. This is looking bad. I don't even want our young people to go. I don't want nobody 42 to go. I don't want anybody to go over there, especially from our community. have not done well with us, and we still are in need of our reparations. Your country falling financially, that's your doing. We're still entitled to our reparations. We're still entitled. I don't care what your financial circumstances are. We still need our reparations. You didn't care about your financial circumstances when you gave all that money to the immigrants. You didn't care. So, the way I see it, why should I care? I'm still asking for, demanding our reparations. I don't care what your whatever trillions you got left, you divvy that up among my people. We're entitled to whatever last trillion you got. Give that to us. I don't care if you only got dust in your pocket. Give us our reparations. They admit the government still have what, $6 trillion? Okay, well then you take those 6 trillion and you give that to us. That's what you do with the 6 trillion. And as for the rest of y'all, keep getting out of your bed and working. Keep getting up and going to work because you got a debt to clean up. We're not responsible for your debt because we don't run the country. We haven't had an opportunity to run anything for the last few centuries, but y'all had all the opportunity to run everything. So remember, this happened on your high IQ watch. This happened when the leadership looked just like you. And this happened when y'all had your hand in the cookie jar for 400 years. So now, yeah, I saw one person, right? We always get blamed for everything. Well, see, when you want to be in charge, yes, whatever goes wrong falls on you. That's how it works. It falls on you. Yeah, I realize you don't like responsibility because y'all run from it like a plague. But at the end of the day, whoever was running the ship, that is the person responsible for the situation. So again, I don't care what your financial situation is. You still have an obligation to pay us our reparations. If you are broke and you still got money for everything else, then you should have money for our reparations. And we know you didn't get this, in this place overnight. We know you didn't, but you still gave money to Ukraine. You still gave money to all of these immigrants out here. You gave all kinds of money to Israel. Okay, you gave money to Argentina, and you were broke then. So broke and still gave money away. So be broke and still give us our reparations. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Black R Us 365, thank you so much for the super sticker and your support for my channel. So y'all, I got my next live coming up at 6:45, and you're going to show you the condition the White House is in after Donald Trump has torn it the hell up. And Donald Trump did all of this mess on purpose. He really, truly did. And you know what, America? This is exactly what you deserve. A White House with rubble laying all over the place because it's being torn apart. So Donald Trump still wants his ballroom, but one of the construction crews quit. So he had to bring in all new construction crews and engineers after the first crew quit. Because Donald Trump don't get along with anyone. I'm waiting for this construction crew to quit. Okay, they'll probably be quitting real soon. So, y'all, I got one more. Danielle Meyer, thank you so much for your 35-month membership. Teach that truth, Miss Lisa. They need to send the super rich to the front line. Yes, and their children, because they want everybody else's kids to fight. Their kids need to get out there and fight. All right, y'all. Shalom, family.